Hello, welcome to Tyrolit Tool School. Topic for today is our range of flap discs, some new stuff and some old acquaintances. So this is going to be on the menu. Stay tuned, I will see you soon. Hello, welcome back. So the first one that I have is a new thing, a novelty. Novelty is our new basic 2-in-1. The basic 2-in-1, what did we do with it? We actually changed the cloth on it, and we put, and this is what you're going to see now, is you'll see that the disc has much more material on it. 30% more abrasive on that disc, which is quite a lot. That's substantial, which is a good thing because more abrasive means you can do more with it. Also, if you look at it from the side, you see that is indeed, compared to the previous version, there is quite a lot of material on there. This means that you will have, for the price you pay for it, a very efficient disc. It is an increased efficiency. To me, it's a great 2-in-1 basic flap disc that will allow you to do a lot of work. Also, the flap disc has a bit of flexibility. That means it will work nicely on round shapes. It will follow that. So this is something that's going to be benefiting, be an advantage if you go in applications like that. The application I have here to show you what the disc can do on performance is a welding seam, a fairly fat welding seam that I'm going to try to remove as quickly as possible with the new basic 2-in-1. What I need for that is an angle grinder with a little bit of power to make it as quickly and as good as possible. So that's going to be the stuff we're going to try now. So, welding seam has been removed. Nice flat surface, no gouging whatsoever. And also, if you look at the disc itself, you barely see any damage on that, which is how it should be. This is how it should be. So this is the new basic 2-in-1 flap disc with a lot more material on that in comparison to the previous version. As I mentioned before, old acquaintances. And old acquaintances we have. To me, it is one of my favorites. So one of my favorites, what does that mean? It means we're going to be talking about the C-TRIM, of course. C-TRIM, it's a disc with a plastic backing, which is a benefit because it will trim itself. When you're working with that disc, it will trim itself. It will get smaller during working with it. So if you work like that, it will touch your surface and it will gradually get smaller, allowing you to use everything on the back side. All the abrasives you can use. It's trimmable. So that makes it absolutely interesting. Now, it's not the only difference. The second difference is, in comparison to a normal flap disc, is that basically those flaps, they're in an angle. But they don't. It's not normal because they were flat at the beginning of the production, but because we compressed them, we press them together, you get a stable disc, a disc designed for edge grinding. It will work brilliantly on that. So anything concerning beveling, chamfering, deburring, heavy deburring, deburring of a tube, a pipe, stuff like that, the disc will absolutely work wonders. Now, I can talk about that disc for a long time, but I'd rather show that to you. So we have a piece of steel there where I will be going seriously at it and show you what the disc can do. There we go. So, what did I do with disc? Gouging in there, completely go on that edge. There, the same thing. Remove the middle apart, bevel in, going from the side, and that's where you can see actually how the disc slowly starts to trim itself. So this is something that is possible with the disc. Is it something you can do normally? No, of course not. But it is possible. It will remove a lot of material. It will work very, very fast. And it has a great lifetime, even on edges, even if you start beveling, chamfering with that disc. Now, what did we do after the C-TRIM is we came out with CERABOND X. CERABOND X, same plastic backing that you can see here, and a ceramic grain, a ceramic cloth on there with a stop size on there for reduced heat development if you work on stainless steel. So the same principle, the backing will trim itself. Also the disc has been slightly compressed, meaning you get also a better quality for edge working, for a light deburring, chamfering, beveling a little bit. So that's where the disc also will work very, very well. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to work on removing of a welding seam on this square tube. So removing that, which is an easy operation. I just don't want to damage it too much. And the other operation is going to be on something more heavy, is a full material 30mm stainless steel bar, where I will be doing some heavy duty grinding with the CERABOND X Flap Disc. So to show you what the disc can do on a lighter application, stainless steel, and heavy duty grinding on the full material. So first of all, this one. The removal of the welding seam there goes very, very easy, very quickly, very nice, absolutely no problem whatsoever. And then even taking off a lot of material on the stainless steel full bar, also there's not a lot of problems on that one. Now look at the disc. When you look at the disc, you see a little bit of discoloring on the side because I've been pushing it in there quite hard. But it's no burning, it's no destruction of the disc, it's just wearing down as it should be doing. So this is absolutely, because of that, you see a little bit on that edge there, but that's about it. Other than that, no damage to the disc whatsoever. It wears down as it should be. So now we come to a little bit of an interesting specialty disc, an overlap. An overlap is interesting. Why? First of all, it looks interesting. So you have a small backup pad. There you go. You have about 10 millimeter of the flaps standing out of the backup pad, which means that this is actually, of course, now you can't do much with it, but when you start using it on the angle grinder, it becomes flexible. It becomes adaptable to a shape, like a welding seam. If you want to blend in a welding seam on steel, for instance, this disc is designed to do that. Because of the smaller backup pad, the flexibility of the flaps, it will adapt to your workpiece and start blending in the weld. So workpiece, we have this part here where you can see the welding seam lying on there, which I'm going to try to not remove but blend it in into the workpiece and see how that goes and how difficult it is, how much time it's needed to do that. So, but I'm quite confident that's going to be absolutely fine. And then you have a very effective and easy solution for the working on fillet welds. There we go. It is, I must admit, it's pretty cool because the part there, it's just all blended in. There's no welding seam visible, but it's all nicely blended in. The previous part I've done before, so this is really, now look at the disc where before it was fairly stiff. Now you can see absolutely the flexibility of the flaps so that they actually adapt brilliantly to the welding seam to bevel it in. This is the benefit of the overlap. It's a very easy, practical and not too expensive solution on doing stuff like that. So the overlap is the disc for that. Then we have a combi disc. The combi disc is a disc that is more designed for light removal of a welding seam and creating nonetheless a good finish. Where is that going to be interesting is, for instance, when you have small welding seams like on this stainless steel tube. I have this welding seam on there that I want to actually remove a little bit, blend in a little bit. I need to go a little bit further there that I have space. So there we go. This is where, yeah, I'm sorry for the camera. There we have to remove that. Now, how does that look? So you get a combination of abrasive cloth and surface conditioning material. So the combination of that, the grit 120 and the surface conditioning material, is going to be helping removing that and giving you a good finish without the risk of gouging into the workpiece. This is going to be working on that very, very nicely. Another possibilities, another one that I have here is also on this welding seam there. I'm going to go quickly over that to remove the welding seam without changing the shape of that tube, the round shape of that tube either. So both operations quickly, it will not take that much time, and you will see the result quite good. So, looking at the disc, there is a bit of wear on the cloth, but not on surface conditioning. It gives you actually a good finish on that, and you can see clearly the welding seam has been removed, and you get a nice finish on that without having any edges that have been created on that. So this is actually how it should be. Absolutely nice. Then the other one, the stainless steel tube, welding seam is gone, and you have a nice finish on that part of the tube. So this is where the disc has been designed for quick and easy removal of small welding seams, small welding spots on stainless steel, and giving you immediately a finish. So anything that goes to handrails, stuff like that, even big vessels, stuff like that, this is something that actually works very good on that. Now another one that we have is also a bit of a specialty product. Why? Because it's been designed for a specific alloys. Aluminium. Problem with aluminium is it will load up, it will clog a flap disc. Copper, the same thing. It will load up and clog the flap disc. So we have a flap disc that is designed to do that. So any, like if you have a fire truck, you have a lot of welding seams on aluminium, you need to flatten them. This is the disc that actually will do that. The disc has a different kind of cloth, a different kind of abrasive cloth with a ceramic grain, so it will go well, it will remove material fast without loading up. So no smearing, no dulling, it will not load up. It will keep going, and the cloth itself will slowly break down, allowing the grains that are underneath there to get free and being used on the non-ferrous material. So this is actually a very interesting disc for the use on non-ferrous material. And the best thing to do is to show you that on this 10mm of aluminium, and really start removing a bit of material on there to make sure that you can see that it's not loading up, there's no smearing, and then it works. So you can see I've been taking off quite a bit of material fairly fast. Now let's look at the disc. You can see a little bit of aluminium that is settling there, but it will be removed by the disc wearing down. It gets rid of that and it keeps going. This is the benefit of the disc, the flap disc for non-ferrous material. So absolutely nice one if you have to work on material like that, which is not that easy. This one will help to make life easier for you. The last one that we have. See all the aluminium dust that I just generated, is the surface conditioning flap disc. We have 3 different grades in there. We have a coarse, we have a medium, and we have a very fine. I'll turn them around so it's become nicely visible. There we go, 3 in a row: coarse, very fine, medium. So what do? They remove coloring after welding on stainless steel. They can remove small welding spots. They can create a finish. So it's an alternative to the regular normal SCM disc. The reason why is because you get a little bit of flexibility. It's a little bit more adaptable to a workpiece, to a radius, to a certain shape. So that's the benefit of flap disc. So if you know our polishing tins, one of those discs, the medium one, is standard in there in order to clean up a surface in order for preparing that for polishing. So what I'm going to try to do now is I'm going to work on a bit of a welding seam, cleaning that one up with a very fine one to do this, and then after one I'm going to another part, a bigger part. I'll bring that in the camera. There we go, this one, where I'm going to remove the welding spots, the coloring of the welding spots on that part. So, because it's not really looking nice, and to show you how this can be removed. First, I'll start with the big tube, removal of the coloring after the welding. There we go. Up there. The very fine one. Normally I work a lot with the medium, but I want to do things a little bit differently. So I just want to clean that up a little bit without taking off too much material, or almost none. Right. Coarse one. Coarse one. You can see a finish on there. You can see that. You removed removal of the coloring after the welding. So you can still see a little bit of the shape, but almost no difference in height anymore. So, which is absolutely very good. This is basically what I wanted. And the other one, the tube. There we go. A very nice cleaning up of that. No color left on there, and the weld is still exactly the same as it was before. There's no material removal whatsoever with the very fine one. So these are applications where a disc like that, anything that goes on stainless steel, if they can go to yacht building where they have all the handrails, all the accessories, all those things, where stuff like that is used in large quantities, especially because of the flexibility, it adapts nicely to the shapes. This is where discs like that are used in larger quantities, so absolutely very interesting when it comes down to working on stainless steel. That was it for today. Thank you very much for being here. I wish you all the best, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next time at Tyrolit Tool School. Cheers, take care, bye-bye.